pork that I marinated last night. Got some salt and pepper in there, just a little bit of salt and pepper. Just cider as well, Simon cider as it comes. Just drain that off. We're just going to flour the pork, just so that it coats it nicely. And that acts as a bit of a thickener. So that goes into a pan on a high heat with some oil. Just to seal it off. You can see how tender that pork is right there. Really good quality meat. Again, no Webb butchers. Adding the cider back in. Just start to smell the cider cooking now as the alcohol burns off. Get the aroma of the apples, it's great. It's starting to thicken as well now, as you can see. I'm using sweet potato to go in with the pork dish because, as you can see, it's quite a firm vegetable, and that'll take quite a long time to cook. So I'm going to cut them into sort of medium small chunks here. Not going to dice it or anything fancy like that. That just all go in. Doesn't need to be perfect, just sort of bite-sized chunks. What you really want is an even cook rather than some bits going mushy and some bits staying whole, so nice uniform size is good, but they don't need to be too big. Now. Next we're going to do the celery for the pork. Just going to add some veg stock in. Good. We're going to be putting the fennel into the pork stew. I'm going to save this top bit because it needs a garnish, which is really nice if you really want to make it look a bit posh. And probably cut fennel reasonably small, but not too small. Okay, I'm just going to check the seasoning of the pork. So obviously I've just seasoned the marinade. And that's quite sweet. You're going to need some salt and pepper in that. Quite a bit of salt, I think. And now we can sit down and have a drink. Great. We're going to use sage and thyme for the pork and cider stew. So after an hour and a half, 2 hours of stewing on the hob, we've got the pork stew served into bowls. I'm just going to serve that with just a little muffin on the side, English muffin. Gently walk through in the oven. Okay, so we're going to introduce the ciders for the pork stew pairing. We've got the Simon's East Meets West, which you can see I've already made a start on because it's my favourite Simon's cider. It's a blend of obviously East meets West cider. So you've got Dabonet and Eastern Counties dry stuff in there as well. It's a sort of medium dry, really, but it's incredibly rich, which is why it's my favourite sort of drinking cider from Simon. Also, we've got the Angry Wasp, just for a bit of balance. Also, another dry cider. I love a dry cider myself, and particularly with the elements of sweetness that are incorporated in this dish, like the sweet potato, the celery, the fennel. I think it deserves a little bit of a contrast here. This one, as you can see, with the rising bubbles, is bottle conditioned. So it's going to be a little bit more sparkling, but also dry. Very clear, very crisp, a little bit stronger than the Simon's as well. And then we've got the Discovery, which is the single variety from Simon's as well. Again, bottle conditioned, but to a slightly lower carbonation, which is more representative of what you get at the beer festival if you were drinking from the cider bar. It's a little bit more still. Incredibly appley. You really get the aroma of the apple skins there, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
That's a proper cider. That's beautiful.
Yeah, a little bit more carbonation on that, but it's
Which
it's
one's
quite
this
dry.
one?
That's the Angry Wasp from Cambridge Cider Company. It's a bit more sort of traditional, straight up dry.
Yeah, that's very dry.
Yeah.
But I like that.
The East meets West is a little bit more rich. Very well rounded, a lot more tannins in that one actually. So it's going to give you a bit more of a depth of flavour.
So what's in here?
So it's Mill Road Butcher's pork. We've got the Simon's As It Comes cider. There, if you can see that. Then there's sweet potato, celery, fennel, and just a bit of spring onion put in at the end there because we didn't have any leeks available. So there's a little.
And you got some herbs through there?
Yeah, we've got sage and lemon thyme from the balcony. Your herbs.
That pork is perfectly cooked. That is spot on.
I didn't have any of the pork yet, but the sauce is great.
I did.
The cider seasons really well.
Mhm.
There's no cream in there.
But it's very creamy.
It's nice and rich.
So this cider was the Simon's
That's the East meets West you've got there.
East Meets West. And this one is
That's the Angry Wasp. Yeah. So it's a little bit more crisp. I'd say the Discovery is a bit more fresh and I don't know, maybe matured.
And you've got As It Comes in the stew.
Yeah. Which do you prefer?
The Angry Wasp with the stew. Yeah.
Is that because of the carbonation, or would you say that's just down to flavour?
I think it's just down to flavour. With the stew, the Angry Wasp.
Okay. Yeah, it's
But
certainly lighter.
All of the ciders, fantastic.
I don't know. I've always loved East meets West. It's what you can see in the glistening surface of the sauce. That's because the fat's been rendered down because it's been cooked very slowly, and you've still got a bit of texture from the celery and the fennel as well.
Beautiful flavours that work well together with some beautiful ciders.
Yeah, like I say, it's quite a sweet dish, but that's why I've paired it with dry ciders.